G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a two-shot auto grenade launcher. Bug number one for this weapon is its naming conventions still aren't working, despite being 14 patches into the game. This is a thing that I can fix in like 5 minutes in the creation kit. Please let me mod this game, Bethesda. Anyways, so, ooh, there's a bit of thunder outside. Storms are brewing outside here at Captainoob HQ. But anyways, more about this weapon, eh? As the thunder keeps on going. So, two-shot on explosive launcher weapons like this works a little bit differently. Since you aren't actually getting the damage per the projectile that you actually fire, rather the explosion that is a result of the explosive projectile hitting the ground, you basically double your damage. Normally, two-shot increases your damage to the tune about 25%, divides that between the two projectiles, but that's, you know, we'll get damage, double the damage basically. So we're doing 237 now, and since this is a launcher heavy weapon, it is not boosted by heavy gunner, so we've just got a bunch of perks here, which I'll quietly explain after I chuck on Bloody Mess and Demo Expert to boost. So I've got Bullet Shield there, that'll give us extra resistance whilst firing this thing. Despite it not having the heavy gunner perks increases damage, it is still a heavy gun. So all of these perks still apply, just not the heavy gunner perks. Okay, good, glad we covered that. Ordnance Express is there because I'm carrying a shit ton of grenades. Got Lock and Load so we can reload this thing faster. Pain Train is there to make sure we can actually stomp our enemies, make them stagger, we get away, and we can shoot them without killing ourselves. And Basher is there if we want to cripple a thing and if they're too close, and that isn't an option. We've also got Dodgy again, so we're doing a lot of damage avoidance in our power armor today. Going to be using it with Stabilize. And we get ourselves 434 damage. If we take a look at this thing with its non-legendary state, which I'll find it in launches, see, launches, 219 damage. That times to, yeah, a little bit around 440, so it's not totally double, so it makes me a big fat lie, but it's close enough, alright? There's a lot of weird shit going on with the attachments still. You'll notice how I've got both of the mods unlocked there, and the heavy barrel, it doesn't do anything. And the longer barrel is lighter than the standard barrel. I've gone over this before, but there's a grip thing, and I've unlocked all the mods, so what's that for? And there's a muzzle as well. I've unlocked all the mods, what's that for? Okay, so here we are, and I was recording before, but then a thunderstorm happened, and you could barely hear me. The thunder got pretty loud. But anyways, we've got the protocol thing, and there's been a late perk addition. We're using Grenadier now, which will increase the radius of the explosions, which would make it just that little bit more efficient, because we'll need it. So we'll just have a look at kind of the ammos now. We've got about 500 of the bastards, so we'll see how we go against these super mutants, shall we? That was an easy kill up first, and alright, we'll see how we go. Plenty of damage numbers being thrown at me right now, and it's kind of hard to see sometimes when you're actually killing the targets, but it looks like we're getting a decently powerful strike out of this thing per its one-shots. Now I do have what's it called, Luck of the Draw as well, so hopefully that'll proc sometime and allow me to get some repairs of this thing, because although I'm killing queens by, I don't know, I've killed a couple now, but I've got a bunch of repair kits, so it should be okay. But still, we've got a massive flaw in the grenade launchers still, that they just break too quickly to be useful, and that'll just, it's kind of been my main complaint about these sorts of weapons. So now we're at Nerd Rage Threshold, we're not actually getting the benefits of that other than adrenal reaction, but now we're doing 849 damage, which is certainly a lot more than what you'd get out of a standard one, that's for sure. Now I'm not going to be going inside when it comes to using this thing, because honestly I just switched to my secondary, which I've got a pole hook for, but yeah, what I'll do is I'll probably just go to Huntersville instead and take out the super mutants that are outside there, because using these things indoors is a very bad detriment to your health, and we're actually able to one-shot these guys now with full adrenaline, which is good stuff. Despite having that extra radius, we weren't actually able to nail that guy, and I think it looks like this thing still behaves in the way that it de-incentivizes you from getting direct hits on your targets. You end up doing less damage, so that's kind of bizarre. So he's able to survive that somehow if we get direct hits, but we one-shotted a guy before despite not getting a direct hit, so it'd be really, really cool if the game will reward you for being accurate with the grenade launchers and give you even more bonus damage on the direct hits. That'd be good. Anyways, so on to Huntersville now. This thing is not through its secondary health bar just yet, but we're getting there. Alright, so without the use of concentrated fire, I'm actually wondering how this thing would behave. Yes, someone is there. Oh, it's a skirmisher. Bless your little cotton socks. Well, that one certainly made it. I'm just wasting my time and grenades on that fella there by shooting him with that, but yeah, it's not great in VATS, but it doesn't have to be. It's obviously not a precision weapon. Nice dodge there, mate. That was a good play by the Super Mutant. Unfortunately, he didn't calculate that I'd have something like Marsupial to jump. And normally I would go with jetpacks, but I like the increased defensive bonuses of protocols. I guess I'm a little bit of a convert now. There we go. Nice little double kill there. And I think we've come across a legendary Super Mutant. We'll just bounce them across the door there. There we go. A couple of Super Mutants flying around. And we get a troubleshooter's machete for our troubles. Garbage. That'll be going into the script machine, but not on this character because this one's currently full of script. Here we go. Here's a point where we can make a good use out of the two-shot grenade launcher. As hilarious as it is that we're throwing corpses around, that is rather distracting. But yep, looks like we're almost done here. Just a couple more Super Mutants to go. I think there might be one down here. Yep, over there. And to settle the age-old question whether you can get a sneak crit with this weapon, I don't think you can. They work a little bit differently than they do in Fallout 4, you see. Looks about right. Oh, I actually got a sneak critical from it. That was unexpected. Normally you don't. And I managed to pull that shot off as well. I wasn't expecting that either. I barely use grenade launchers, so I'm not really used to the trajectory and how to compensate for the grenade drop, but it appears that I'm doing a somewhat good job. I guess they're all the same anyway, so I'd eventually pick it up over time despite barely using grenade launchers on account of them, you know, breaking very, very quickly. So yeah, we're gonna have to put this thing on repair soon, but you know, pretty damn good against Super Mutants. We're getting good damage, but I don't know. I feel like our ability not to one-shot kill things is at this thing's detriment, because every secondary shot you have to take on a target is just going to wear that condition bar down a little bit more. But all in all, the performance has been okay so far. Nothing to complain about, really. Two-shot might actually be the ideal prefix when it comes to grenade launchers, because you get a whole lot of extra damage, almost times 2, and you don't have to be at super low health to see the benefit of that, and the double explosion is also good too. As good as Blade is at most things, two-shot might actually edge out in terms of random explosive weapons. Now I've got Pain Train today, so hopefully the ghouls won't stop me in my tracks. Everything seems to be going alright so far. And can I have your attention, please, ghoulies? Yeah, you try to get through my protocols. You ain't got no damage over time that could kill me. Alright, so this is where we'll see this thing really come into its own, because, well, I've just got a bunch of targets to shoot at, a bunch of things to bounce splash damage off of. Going inside here is a little bit risky, though, but like I said before, we've got Pain Train, so that allows us to get a little bit of distance on our foes before taking them out. He ran into me and immediately bounced off. That's perfect. That's a Fraser Gehrig move. There you go. There's an AFL joke for all of the Saint supporters out there. There we go. We can't actually punch through the wall here, but I managed to get 2 headshots despite all of that nonsense, and oh, she just phoned it in too. We've lost a whole bunch of damage because, of course, I leveled up. That's almost 666. It's a scary number, scary demon number. Okay, I think we get the point. Let's move on. We'll repair this thing first, of course. Alright, so always remember to condemn ghoul cowardice, because they won't do it again if you tell them it's wrong. Alright, now we're done. Okay, with the knowledge that we can somehow use sneak criticals with a grenade launcher at our disposal, I'm going to sneakily dispatch of Swan over here, which in private servers he gets up and about, so even he's liking the private servers more than your average creature in this. Okay, that really didn't work all that much. Who'd have thought a grenade launcher would not be a stealthy weapon? Alright, what's your... Okay, I can't I can't look at the state of his limbs, but he did cop a stagger there, so I think that was one gun army helping us out. And we even get one of the grenades back, but I don't think we'll be running out anytime soon, so that's fine. We'll move on. You might be wondering how I've got so many grenades. Well, it's because I've just been picking them up passively on my characters for, I don't know however long it was since my last grenade launcher video, but since then basically I've just been picking them up and sometimes just throwing them around to other characters so I can actually run around with the proper weight purposes and all that. Okay, here's a problem, game. You've got a target that isn't going to drop with a couple of grenades and they're chasing you around. Okay, looks like we've met this thing's match. Anything that's super tough seems to just shrug off basically whatever you can throw at it, which I guess is the Queen is going to be no exception. So we'll just whack her a little bit, and like I was saying before, direct hits, no good. I was doing fuck all damage before, swing and a miss. And now that I can just bounce grenades beside her, oh, she's actually healing from that. That's a bug. Well, hopefully we can get away with this. There we go. And we can even throw a corpse around because grenades don't discriminate when it comes to physics. You can't move them by shooting bullets at them, but you can send them to space by shooting grenades in their bums. Okay, let's talk ideal auto grenade launchers in terms of legendary. I'm thinking 2-shot for the prefix, or maybe bloodied, with fire rate as a secondary legendary effect, because, I mean, as good as... What am I getting the damage numbers on? Am I getting the damage numbers on the water? What the fuck? Okay, that's bizarre. But yeah, having that extra DPS at your side is good, especially when you're taking on targets that'll likely resist a lot of the damage. And unfortunately, as far as I know, there's no prime receivers for this thing. So, I mean, we can already tell by most of the bigger, scarier creatures in this that it ain't no Scorched Beast Queen slaying material. But it would be nice to get a little bit of an edge against the bat kind. Also, ooh, we'll get about one more shot out of this, so let's hopefully make it count. Oh god, I'm stuck again. This is the second time. Fucking hell. And we've broken the grenade launcher as well as the game. I can't even use power armor to get out because I'm already in it. God damn it. Okay, continuing. So 2-shot and fire rate, definite yes, and maybe weightless. And if there ever happens to be like a fourth legendary effect that it will increase the thing's durability, definitely one of those. And I'm not actually sure how the fourth and fifth legendary effects will work, because there's only a couple left. There's Kneecapper, there's Wounding, there's a couple other ones that they missed out on. Plasma Infused? Plasma Infused. No, that would just turn my projectiles into bullets. That's a no-no, you don't want that. Alright, so what I'm going to try to do here is take the Scorched Beasts out of the sky by shooting them with grenade launchers, so it should be quite a challenge. So what we'll do first is quickly gather adrenaline on some fucking idiot minions as I toss power armor around like it's tissue paper. Would you fuck off? Like, I'm okay, obviously jumping isn't enough to ward off the guys. I need to actually outpath them. I start thinking about where I'm going instead of just mindlessly jumping. Alrighty, so the Scorched Beast appears to be somewhat wary of our position now. We're in danger, of course, so if you were to come a little bit closer, friendo. Unfortunately, the direct hits mean we're going to be doing less damage, but we managed to get one, and it looks like he's about to land, perhaps? I just got hit markers for the grenades that I shot in the air. Oh, if only I got a kill from that. That would have been like back in the old times in Call of Duty, where you'd get like a kill with a noob tube like halfway across the map. Alright, this plan isn't working all that much, to be honest, and I'm being double teamed. Okay, I might actually need to chuck Enforcer on, and I've got the Blight, even fucking better. Okay, some quick perk shuffling later, we have Enforcer, and yeah, I don't think that the plan to drop the Scorched Beasts by killing them with a grenade launcher has worked quite well, so I'll just try to cripple their wings, force them to ground, and they'll give them a big old surprise. Okay, that one appears to be crippled in his wings, but he's just sitting there, so... Excuse me, I'm trying to kill the bat, leave me alone. Yeah, he should be landing, but he's not for some reason. Unfortunately, sprinting does remove your... Hey, I'm the only one who uses a grenade launcher in this server, mate. Okay, well, at least we're fighting fire with fire, I suppose. Not in a literal sense, of course, but... Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore all you gun zombies. You can't really do much. Okay, for some reason, the grenade launcher makes them sit in the air, which I think is especially strange. So it looks like this kill will be easy enough. I might as well get rid of these guys who are slowly wearing down my health bar. I don't know, does the grenade launchers cause Scorched Beast to behave like that? We actually got a proc. We finally got a proc of one gun army, finally, and we're at nerd rage threshold now. Don't have it equipped because I chose gunsmith because I knew this thing would break in like 2 shots or less, and oh my god, there's just everywhere. There we go, almost dead. Time to use the old secondary weapon, eh? Taste the bloodied pole hook that is completely unspec'd. It's powerful enough to kill him anyway, so there we go. We've actually used the secondary weapon for today. Now, these projectiles work kind of weirdly because if you get a hit, the game thinks, alright, you've got the hit, and sometimes they just, seek. It's weird. Not really sure if I can show that off without concentrated fire, but I've definitely seen that before in Fallout 4 back in when you use VATS criticals in that game. Your missile will literally seek the target, so I'm guessing it might be the same here if you use a critical. Alrighty, we didn't get the Scorched Beast coming out of the hole, but I think you get the point of this weapon, and we use, I don't know, maybe just under 200 rounds for this thing, so it's not terrible, but I think you get the idea. Despite this being one of the best grenade launchers, in my opinion, that you can get in the game, it still comes up lackluster compared to, well, look at any of the weapons that I've killed the Scorched Beast clean with. It's never going to be as good as those, so some changes need to be applied to this, and they didn't listen last time, so I'm not going to go over it again. Thank you very much for watching, guys.